Last time we faced the universe's most terrifying monsters, the apex predators of the entire cosmos, black holes, supernovae, the giants that could wipe out everything you've ever known. But every gang has its small timers, its henchmen, its lesser bad guys. So today, that on the B list of the cosmos. Don't let the word lesser fool you. These are still real, still dangerous, and every power is a true fact. And here's the twist. Some of these little guys are coming for you. A whole lot sooner than a black hole ever will. We'll count down the 7 sneakiest, then reveal the lesser villain you should fear the most of all. So meet the henchmen of the universe. Let's go. First up, the smallest crook in the entire universe. A single grain of space dust. The Speck. It's tinier than a grain of sand. You'd never even feel it land in your hand. Harmless, right? Wrong. Out in orbit, the Speck travels at over 25,000 kilometers an hour. At that speed, a fleck of paint hits like a bullet. And tiny specks really have chipped space station windows. A chip of metal smaller than your fingernail could punch clean through an astronaut's suit. Spacecraft have to carry special armored shields just to survive these invisible little snipers. The tiniest villain on the whole list. And living proof that out in space, size means absolutely nothing. Next up, our own sun on a very bad day. Number 6, the Saboteur. Our friendly sun has a dark side. Every so often it throws a violent, raging tantrum, a solar flare. And its bigger brother, the coronal mass ejection, 1 billion tons of plasma hurled into space. If that wave slams into Earth, the Saboteur gets to work, frying satellites, scrambling GPS, and blacking out power grids. Back in 1859, one monster flare set telegraph wires sparking and started actual fires. If the very same storm hit us today, it could knock out power for millions of people. For weeks. Those beautiful auroras in the sky, they're its calling card. The pretty face of a real saboteur, a villain that attacks our technology itself. But the next one, you can't even see coming. Number 5, the Phantom. You can't see it. You can't feel it. But right now, it is passing straight through your body. Cosmic rays. Invisible particles fired across the universe at almost the speed of light. Here on Earth, our atmosphere and magnetic field protect us. The Phantom mostly just bounces off. But out in deep space, astronauts have no such armor. These particles tear straight through human DNA. They even glitch computers, flipping a single 1 to a 0 and crashing a spacecraft's whole brain. One single particle, nicknamed the Oh My God particle, struck with the energy of a fast-thrown baseball, an unseen sniper from the depths of space. Next, a tiny star with a giant temper. Number 4, the Hothead. Meet the red dwarf. The smallest, coolest, and most common kind of star in the whole galaxy. It sounds harmless. It is not. The Hothead is famous for one thing, and one thing only, rage. These little stars throw flares so violent that for their size, they can dwarf anything our own sun produces. In just minutes, a red dwarf can double in brightness, blasting its whole neighborhood with irradiation. Any planet orbiting close enough to be warm gets repeatedly roasted, and its atmosphere stripped clean away. And our very nearest neighbor star, Proxima, is one of these tiny tempers. Small, cool, and absolutely furious. But the next villain is a thief. Number 3, the vampire. When a star like our sun finally dies, it can leave behind a tiny, dense ember, a white dwarf. On its own, it's harmless. Just a cooling corpse, roughly the size of the Earth. But if it has a companion star drifting close by, the vampire slowly wakes up. It begins to feed, siphoning a stream of gas off its neighbor, draining the poor star dry, and it gorges, until at last it simply cannot hold anymore, and it detonates in a blinding explosion that briefly outshines 1 billion suns, a quiet little ember, with one absolutely devastating trick. Next, an ambush from the dark. Number 2, the ambusher. Far, far beyond the planets. In the frozen dark, a swarm of icy bodies waits. Comets. The ambusher's a dirty snowball of ice and dust, drifting in the cold for millions of years. Then something gives it a nudge, and it falls, plunging silently toward the inner solar system. As it nears the sun, it grows a vast, glowing tail, stretching millions of kilometers across the sky. The real danger? Long-period comets come from nowhere, often spotted only months before they swing past us. And one even crashed straight into Jupiter, leaving impact scars bigger than the entire Earth, a surprise attacker from the deep frozen dark. But the next one has struck before. And at number 1, the most infamous space villain of them all, the asteroid, the rock, a simple lump of rock and metal drifting along on a quiet orbit until that orbit happens to cross ours. 66 million years ago, one just 10 kilometers wide slammed straight into the Earth. The impact ended the entire age of the dinosaurs, wiping out 3/4 of all life on the planet. And even a small one, no bigger than a building, could flatten an entire city in an instant. This is an ancient history. Space agencies are tracking thousands of these rocks right now, today. We've even crashed a spacecraft into one on purpose, just to practice nudging a dangerous rock off course. The one lesser villain that has already changed our world once. And it may not be the last. But the most dangerous lesser villain of all isn't even natural. We built this one ourselves. Right now, a cloud of junk is racing around our planet. Millions upon millions of pieces of debris. Dead satellites, spent rocket stages, flecks of broken metal, all orbiting at 28,000 kilometers an hour. This is the swarm. And at that speed, every single piece is a bullet circling the Earth. And here's the nightmare. When just 2 pieces collide, they shatter into thousands of new ones. Those fragments smash into others, making even more. A runaway, unstoppable chain reaction. Scientists call it Kessler syndrome. And it could one day wrap the Earth in a spinning cage of shrapnel. If it ever ran wild, it could trap us on our own planet, ending space travel for entire generations. The one villain on this whole list that we created, out of our own rubbish. And the one we will have to clean up entirely by ourselves. A monster of our own making, circling silently above your head right now. So there they are, the lesser bad guys of the universe. The Speck, the Saboteur, the Phantom, the Hothead, the Vampire, the Ambusher, and the Rock. Not the giants that swallow galaxies, just the henchmen that could still ruin a very real day. And the Swarm, the threat we built ourselves, quietly circling above us right now. Because danger in space was never about size. The smallest villains can still hit the very hardest. The good news? For most of these we're already watching, tracking, and building real defenses. We've even slammed a spacecraft into an asteroid on purpose, just to prove we could push one away. So tell me, which lesser villain surprised you the most? And which one should we fight first? Drop it in the comments. And if you missed the Apex monsters, that video is your next watch. If you had fun, drop a like, comment your villain, and subscribe for more. Small villains, big lessons. Stay curious and keep looking up. Class dismissed.